I think the students love the freedom that they get out here, that they get away from that traditional model of education with all the bells and all the kind of anonymity of it. And I think they feel from that freedom they get to push themselves a little bit more.
We are so interested in what these kids have to say and what they want to share, and so much of our class time is really about, you know, about that sense of community and allowing the students to share their opinions and what they believe is to be true. CELP is an integrated semester program run through the Upper Grand District School Board. And in terms of course selection, you have careers in civics, which is of course mandatory for grade 10s, interdisciplinary studies, which is actually a grade 11 course, so the grade 10s earn a grade 11 course. They take an English with another teacher, and then outdoor physical education. So those are the four courses for the program. But really beyond that, it is, I mean, CELP stands for Community Environmental Leadership Program, and I would start with community as being probably the main important factor of this program. These kids come out here. This is Camp Edgewood and Eden Mills every day, and this is their classroom.
The daVinci program is a 4-credit integrated program. It's an arts and science-based program at the Arboretum at the University of Guelph. We offer 4 credits that all get integrated. There's a biology credit and an introduction to the social sciences, so we do some sociology, some anthropology and psychology. There's an art credit, which is called exploring and creating in the arts, and we look at all kinds of different mediums, do a little bit of sound art, some video art, some photography, and some theater, writing, and traditional visual arts. And then there's an English credit, and they're all university credits, university-based path credits. And I guess that's one of the other things that's interesting about the program, is that it's based in the Arboretum at the university, so we take advantage of a lot of the labs at the university and the resources that the university has to offer.
Headwaters is our grade 12 program, and it's a really neat, amazing kind of second piece to CELP, although you don't have to do CELP before you come into Headwaters. And in fact, a lot of students come into our program at the grade 12 level in Headwaters. So it again is an integrated semester program. We have 4 courses, of course, for the grade 12. So those include the environment and resource management, which is a geography course in essence, but also brings in strands of environmental science. Also there's the outdoor physical education component. They're also taking interdisciplinary studies, and they take an English course as well, grade 12 English course. So yeah, really dynamic mixture of courses that actually really mold and gel in such a beautiful way. Now actually we just finished a program called Earth Keepers, which is a big component of CELP. Basically the grade 10s, our classes here are teaching grade 5 students. It's actually based on grade 5 curriculum for sciences, so we're teaching processes like photosynthesis and food chain, you know, explaining how, you know, producers impact our herbivores, which impact our omnivores and carnivores, but teaching this way, you know, this in a very friendly way to the grade 5 students that's fun and interactive, and we're outside. And so it's a 2-day program that we run these grade 5 students through. They get to come out here, explore this beautiful place, learn about some really amazing concepts in science and in environmental science specifically, and just have a lot of fun out here. So we just finished, basically that was the last 3 weeks our grade 10 students were teaching this, and that, you know, funds our program, but it's also a component of leadership, because our grade 10s have this opportunity, this really unique opportunity to teach grade 5 students and bond with them in a way that's really important and integral for learning, but also in terms of relationship building.
We do a month-long program in October called the Eco Artist program, where our students teach grade 4 students who come in for field trips from the various elementary schools in the city, and they go to the different habitats and learn learn about the habitats. And so when my students know they have to learn about the different ecosystems and learn how to teach this stuff, they really take it on and know that it's important. But also when we do our psychology unit and look at the development of a 9-year-old, say for example the psychological development of a 9-year-old, that's the kind of stuff that in a traditional classroom might just go over their heads, or they might tune out and look out the window. But because they know they're going to have to teach kids, they're really paying attention and putting it into practice.
The grade 12 program, Headwaters, is really specifically focused on thinking from a local perspective and how we can impact our global world in terms of environmental, ecological integrity. So we're focusing a lot on what we can actually do to enhance and improve our world and our earth in terms of thinking ecologically.
Seeing the Eco Artist program actually, and seeing just how the faces of these kids who get so turned on to nature here is also a really big part of it. My kids sometimes get exhausted. They really learn to appreciate how hard it is to teach. But by the end of the day, when these kids are clinging to them and not wanting to go home and saying it's the best field trip they've ever been on and how much they love nature, seeing, I guess, that kind of the faces of these kids and the faces of my students, that's probably the real highlights for me.
Here I'm so excited every day to come to work. It doesn't feel like work. It's just it is so important to me and in my life, and I just know this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Students, especially at that age, they sometimes fear to express themselves as much as they would here at the daVinci program, because the kids, they come from all over the school board, and they are together the entire semester long. They really get to know each other. They're not going off to different classes with whole other groups of people. They are all together all the time, and because of that, there's a deep group cohesion that happens, and the kids really learn to express themselves and use the time to explore themselves. A big part of the program is the creative aspect of the program, so they really are tapping into that. And I think so the risk taking that's involved, which is important to science and art in experimentation, is a big part of the program. So I think the kids love that freedom to muck around and learn from their experiences.
We want you to feel comfortable here and feel like you can express your opinion and thought without question or without judgment. And I really truly believe that sense of community is built here, and people feel. And if you ask any of these CELP students, they will say, I feel like I can be myself here. And what better place to start from than that?